drinking problem. I joined Alcoholics Anonymous. I mean, I still drink. I use a different name.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It is indeed that time. Once again, from the depths of the internet, comes yet another amazing, exciting episode of... Oh, wait, no, this is different. It is Pirate Broadcast! Plaguing. Yeah, hey, so let me go this way over here. There it is. Alright. Hey, wait a minute. Something is not right. Oh, wait, it's the wrong one. It's the wrong one. There it is. Hey. Hello, America. Happy Friday night. I hope you are at home, safe and sound. Safe and sound. Look at me touch my face, right? So, yeah, I hope you're home and safe and sound. Sound and safe. I don't know how low or how loud I can keep the music. Or whatever. But there we go. It's loud to me. Alright. So here I am in my base. I'm trying to go somewhere. I don't know where was I gonna go? What was I doing? I had no idea. But I believe I'm gonna need wool. I think I have wool. No, I put it away. So green, and then why not? Okay. Let's head down to the mines. So yeah, wow, guys. Crazy things going on in the world. Crazy things going on in the world. Let's go watch that slime kill itself. Look at that slime jump on it, and then it spreads. And then it spreads some more. And drops and gives me stuff. Nice. Alright. So we're down here in the mines. And out there in the real world, we have a virus going around. A virus. But is it real? And maybe in your vicinity, it doesn't feel real because, you don't see anything near you that's different. You don't see anything different. But remember, you're connected to something way bigger than just you. All right, you got to expand your frame. You're connected to everyone around you. Look at your family around you. Look at your friends, your network, your coworkers. Where do you think you get your food from, right? I mean, do we see how important it is to have grocers and people who work at grocery stores, store clerks, cashiers, the people who organize it, the managers, I mean, I'm sure the workers could organize it too, right? But I don't know about that. That's another discussion. I'm going off track here. You're connected. We're connected. The laundromat. You got to keep the laundromat open because not everybody has access to their own personal washing machine and dryer. There's not even a community one sometimes. That's why they have laundromats. Yeah, so that's kind of essential, right? That's pretty essential. When you start breaking things down, you're like, man, look at what's really essential. Garbage collection, essential. It's a lot of things like that. Everyone's should be doing their at-home, stay-at-home phase. For me, it's easy. It's what I always do anyways. I had no idea that I would be, what do they call it? That my mutation would be interesting for people. Or not interesting for people, but good to what's it called? A good adaptation. suddenly the environment would change where my mutation would be a good adaptation. I don't know. I'm talking crazy. So yeah. Okay, so what do we got going on? We got big things going on. Like the world is all messed up. I mean, it's all messed up. This virus has transformed everything. What am I trying to tell you? It has transformed everything. Well, it puts things into perspective. It makes clear what's going on. Last Friday, today is the 20th, so last Friday, the 13th, Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats in the House passed a bill to give every American like money, just money, give right away, just right away. And it was means tested, so that the more money you had, the less money you got. So the richer you are, the less money you get. So that's what Nancy Pelosi passed last week. Well, Mitch McConnell had to go dance around a bit and parade his new judge in Kentucky. And then he came back, and I guess they passed the bill for to help out the businesses, right, but not the people yet. All right. And that's the sticking point, I think, because they're the Republicans have rewritten their bill and changed it a bit. And the way they changed it was that it was tested the other way, opposite of what the Democrats had done in the House. They said the less money you make, the less money you get. That's their idea. They're thinking that the more money you have, the more you're going to need, so you get more. And the less money you have, the less you need, so the less you get. So now we're wrangling to pass the next bill to help the people. But the two versions are different. Oh man. Meanwhile, we have Americans who have lost their jobs. Like, just their job was their second job was an industry that got shut down by the governor. So they had no say in it. They had no say whatsoever. They just lose their job. And now they don't have that paycheck coming in. But they still have that bill coming in at the end of the month. So today's the 20th. Congress has 10, 11 days? Less time, because then they gotta mail the check. So Congress has hardly any time to pass this bill. And the Republicans or Democrats are haggling over which way they're gonna limit the money. Like, Democrats want to limit the money going to the rich, and Republicans want to limit the money going to the poor. So yeah. And of course the industries are coming, the airlines are coming out saying, oh, please give us a bailout money. Please help us out. Well, dude, you got your bailout money. Remember the Trump tax cuts? Remember that? Remember what you did with all your money? Oh yeah, you bought your own stock. That's right. Because according to you guys, there was no other place to put it that was profitable except for the stock market. So you bought your own stock to raise the price of your stock and to give bigger payouts to your CEOs. You didn't invest that money back into the company like you should have. No, you bought your own stock. You didn't put it away and save it for a rainy day like this. No, you bought your own stock. Why do companies get a bailout like that? Why do they get billions of dollars? Like, what about humans, right? The people who actually make this country. It's the people. You know, I'm sure you've all seen that movie. You know, America is a people. It's not a place. So you need to be investing in the people. Because the people are the ones who are making this country. So yeah, we have this terrible thing going on, right? Terrible thing going on. A virus. And it's a pretty dangerous virus. I saw a video of a woman who was like exhausted just by speaking because of the virus. And like, sure, if I'm being tricked and conned, it's like the biggest con ever. But I don't think I'm being tricked. I don't think it's fake. Yeah. I don't think it's a con. I think that it's really dangerous. And New York is buckling. Their hospitals are filled up. London, their hospital is buckling. They're filled up. They have no more ICU beds. Seattle is having problems. They can't get enough stuff to keep their people from getting sick. So that's the problem that's going on in the United States, is that we're not testing enough. And so if we don't test enough, we don't know where it is. And if we don't know where it is, then we can't like isolate it and quarantine it. And it's gonna spread. And the more it spreads, the more the more people get sick. The more people get sick, the more they're in the hospital, until the hospitals can't take it anymore. That's the danger. And yeah, it's real. It's real. So even though you can't see it personally, that there's not anything like directly with your eyeballs that you can see that anyone's sick or anything, doesn't mean it's not happening. You have to use your other senses and realize that you're connected to a much bigger entity than just yourself. And the way you connect to that bigger entity is through media. Because that media brings you information that lets you know what's going on in other parts of the country. So you know that even though you're not in the hospital to see with your eyeballs the people there, you know you can read from doctors saying, yeah, it's going down. Okay, it's going down. And that's why it's important to have good sources of information. Gotta have a good source of information. Because if you're getting bad information, then it's not the truth. And decisions that you make based off that information are going to be bad. Because your information was bad. So here's the problem. We have this virus going around. It's pretty serious. Our hospitals are getting overwhelmed. It's already happened in other countries. We see it in Italy. It's happening to France and Germany. It's going to happen to Russia. It already happened to China. South Korea managed to, and Singapore, they managed to avoid it because they knew right when we knew. And they started testing right away. Whereas the United States, under Donald Trump didn't do anything. Donald Trump did nothing. So, for 2 months, South Korea has been testing and quarantining those who are sick. And the infection rate has slowed down a lot for them. But for us, the United States, we're looking to be the worst country in the world. We're going to get wrecked by this disease. We're gonna get wrecked. I mean, there's people around Donald, or, well, what? People have, yeah, I think some senators have already, no. It was, the Georgia, was it Georgia? Senate, Republican, Brandon Beach. He didn't feel good over the weekend. He felt sick. He took some meds, went to work, to the Senate, and then had a COVID-19 test done. And it turns out that, yeah, he has COVID-19. And he hung out at the state Senate all day. All day. So the entire state Senate of Georgia is under quarantine because of that guy, that one guy. It's a big deal. So Donald Trump knew that this was coming down. Didn't do anything. In contrast, we have South Korea that knew this was coming down and did massive amounts of testing. Because Donald Trump did nothing and denied it, kept denying it until the last second. Because he kept doing that, he refused to have a federal response. He hasn't coordinated a federal response. So it's been up to the individual governors of each state. All 50 states are having to act on their own accord to try and contain this, with no overarching, no federal oversight or help. And instead, I think Donald, for the longest time, hyped the opposite, that it wasn't dangerous, that COVID-19 isn't dangerous. So he's like, yeah, go ahead. And you can see there. I think there was a poll done, and it turns out that Republicans were more likely to think that COVID-19 wasn't a serious threat, and that they weren't going to change their behaviors. And this idea is echoed by a lot of right-wing media. Ow. Yeah, it's echoed by right-wing media. So, I mean, it was played on Fox. Fox was denying it for who knows how long. They just kept denying it and denying it and denying it until one day they like flipped the switch, and all of a sudden they're saying, no, it's dangerous now. It's dangerous now. And so like, well, that idea doesn't just flip in people's heads. If you pound it into their head that it's not a big deal, and then all of a sudden you say, oh, it is a big deal, they're gonna go with the first thing they heard. Even if you tell them different, they're gonna be prejudiced toward the first thing they heard. So if you pound it into their head that it's no big deal, and then you say, oh, never mind, it's not it is a big deal. It's just a natural tendency for people of any kind of people to go with the first thing that they heard. That's the nature of disinformation. And I mean, this is, yeah, it's been like tested even. This bias. I've already rated this. Bricks are still there even. Yeah, I'll take the bones now. Bones. Look at all this stuff I just left here. Alright. So what happened? A bunch of people are not doing social distancing. I think a whole bunch of people, the Florida governor refused to close the state beaches. So a whole bunch of spring breakers went to the beaches and hung out together from all over the country. And then after that they went back to wherever they came from and spread it even more. Like, if they have it, who knows, right? We know that young people can have it and not show any symptoms. And we're also finding out that young people are also the ones going to the hospital. Not older people, but younger people. So, yeah, it's not. I don't think we know everything about this virus yet to say either way that it's safe to be one way or the other. You should just be cautious regardless of how old you are. And yet we have all these people who went on spring break to beaches, crowded, and even now, like in the cities, I think people are doing it, hanging out like nothing. I don't know. I could be full of crap, right? I guess we're gonna find out. Well, our governor here in Oregon Straight up. It's like it's just a chunk. One chunk. That's funny. One chunk, exactly. There's the other chunk. That's just a chunk. Actually, no. Maybe a few chunks together. Yeah. Yeah. Like two or three chunks there. Man, look at that aspen. Or not aspen. It's birch tree. Oh, that's huge. I didn't know they grew that big. Look how big these things are. These are like jungle trees almost. Come, Enderman, come. There's another Enderman. There's a second Enderman. So yeah, they're abnormally large trees. That's weird. Look at that. Look at that. That's huge. That is crazy. Like, what? That's wild. Look how big that tree is. I don't think they make biomes like this anymore. Like, if you make a new world on the latest version, there's no trees that big. No birch trees like that. That's crazy. Okay, hold on. I gotta stop battling monsters here. Alright, they're going away. Okay. So there's this. Okay, so Donald Trump didn't do anything to stop the disease. In fact, he told everyone that it was cool and that it was all right. So a bunch of people who tend to follow Donald, right? They believe him, and so they follow that right-wing media. They help spread the disease. They engage in behavior that would spread the disease if they had it, and we'll find out. But we don't know if they have it because Donald doesn't want to test anyone. He just wants to pretend like it's not happening. Because Donald doesn't care about truth. He only cares about power and the appearance of power. Truth is irrelevant to Donald. Like, those leaves are just hanging there. do they even just spawn? I bet you they won't. They're just gonna sit there. Okay, sure. Okay. McConnell blocks assistance. Donald hides. Yeah, Donald's hiding the unemployment numbers. He doesn't want people to know what's going on with unemployment. Fox Media is framing things in a false frame to confuse people about how bad it is. I talked about the Georgia Senate, Brandon Beach. Yeah, so this is like the WoW Plague event. If you ever played World of Warcraft, my fellow game nerds, World of Warcraft had an event where players could turn into zombies, carry a plague, and then they could spread the plague to other players, and then those players would spread the plague. And some players would like get cured, so they wouldn't spread it to anyone else. But other players like delighted in spreading the plague, and they would spread it far and wide until like it like started crashing the whole. I wouldn't say crashing the whole game, but took over the whole game. Like people couldn't do their normal thing anymore because of the plague, and like it created like chaos. I loved it, right? I thought it was great. But people were threatened. Some people were upset that they couldn't play the game the way they wanted to play it. And so they're threatening to cancel their subscription. And then so Blizzard relented after a few days and then never did anything so cool ever again. Never. Makes me sad. There's never been a greater event, a greater expansion event than the plague. Everyone wants to talk. Maybe the old school vanilla players will talk about like their raids opening up, but come on, nothing's better than when they went from Burning Crusade to Lich King, and they did the plague. That was great in the game. So in our real world, we have stuff like that going on. People aren't taking seriously the danger, and so they're going around spreading the plague. But they don't know they're spreading the plague, I guess, because they've been lied to by their media sources and by Donald Trump. Donald Trump himself has been lying. When the president's lying, like, what do you do? Right. So, I don't know, guys. Let's see. Anyone talk to me? Nope. No one's even watching. That's okay. Well, this is a Pirate Friday episode. No one's watching. Ha ha ha. It's okay. I don't know. I don't know what else to talk about. I just thought it was crazy. Dick Burr, made money off the plague. He sold stock and told other rich people to sell their stock. But he told the American people that things were cool. So that's pretty bad. That just shows you that Republicans don't really care about Americans. They care about rich people. And their policies show it. They prove it. Well, alright. That's a half hour, and I think I'm out of steam already. I got no one to talk to, that's the problem. And I'm kind of sick of this world. I've been playing it forever. I kind of want to make a new one. But I don't want to make a new one until the expansion comes out. Because, not the expansion, the next patch. Because then they update the Nether. That's funny. They're all hanging out in the water. They're trapped by the water. Trapped in the water. Well, alright. No one wants to hang out. I will hang out with my cats then. Alright, well then, America, I will see you Saturday or Sunday morning. Okay, I probably have, I don't know, we'll see. Alright, have a good night. Peace. Stop.